Hey there, guys. I'm on a cargo plane right now. I don't know where I'm going. The people who picked me up said I'm going to South America, which is kind of exciting. I've never been. In the meantime, here's a compilation of vertical videos I made about Trump's actions during his first 100 days in office. I have a feeling these videos are what got me on this cargo plane. Hope to be back home soon and making content for you guys. Wait, excuse me? This isn't a Boeing plane, right? Hey there, guys, did you hear? Trump says he doesn't rule out using military or economic coercion to take over Greenland or the Panama Canal. Which makes sense because he did run on this back in 2024. Oh wait, no he didn't. Not at all. Probably because he knew if he did, people would not vote for him because this is kind of batshit crazy. Oh yeah, and he also said that he plans on making Canada a state using economic force. I know what you Canadians are saying. Oh, what a hoser, eh? So let me get this straight. Trump wants to unite Greenland and Canada with the US to create a greater North American country empire? I don't know about you guys, but this kind of sounds like... Hey, guess what, everybody? The globalists and the imperialists have won because they have in their pocket the king of useful idiots. Seriously, most of your favorite conservative media people that have been lapping this up and glazing Trump and Elon, they're all sleeper cells. They've all been compromised. I mean, take a look at Alex. Look at what they did to Alex. Look at what they did to my boy. It's sad to see that my man, Alex Jones, is licking the boots and drinking the seed of the ultimate globalist Elon Musk. Also, what the fuck is up with his appearance? Look at him. Is he on Ozempic now? He looks like great value Lex Luthor.
Close to getting the globalists. I want their throats.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. The next 4 years are not gonna be a lot of fun, okay? The Orange Man has sold you out. And all I have to say about that is, duh. All right, we gotta talk about Operation Stargate. This is the part where I compare this to some dystopian movie about AI, but honestly, it sounds like the prequel to all of them. Fucking all of them. So this $500 billion project, which Trump sponsors, is the tech oligarchs' attempt to replace everyone with AI. And this is what Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, had to say about AI and vaccines.
Once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
That shit is so scary and dystopian, this might make liberals anti-vaxxers again. Tell me, all of you RFK Maha people, is this what you voted for?
This video is going to be super unpopular. There's no winning here. So yesterday Trump announced that...
Is Trump playing Benjamin Netanyahu? Nah. There's no 4D chess going on here. I doubt that Trump even knows how to play 1D chess. Trump would have his pawn go all the way to the other side of the board and he'll be like, king me. Jokes aside though, this is Trump bending over for Benjamin Netanyahu. There's no master plan. This is full-on ethnic cleansing sponsored by the President of the United States. I don't think Ian Carroll heard when Trump said he doesn't expect the Palestinians to return to Gaza ever. I also think Ian Carroll didn't hear when Trump said that he expects Jordan and Egypt to absorb 1 million Gazans. That shit is just bonkers. That is shit that could lead to destabilization in both of those countries. That's also something that could lead to both of those countries declaring war on Israel. It just doesn't make any sense, man. This is very plain and simple. Trump sees Gaza as beachfront property. The man is a real estate dude. That's how he sees the world. I mean, just look at the dude who's behind the whole fucking plan, Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner's been on tape calling Gaza beautiful beachfront property. Then Ian Carroll brings up Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi loves Israel. Pam Bondi wants to deport pro-Palestinian protesters. You want to talk about body language? Man, this is the only body language you need to see right here. Booyah. Look at that. There we go. A lot of people out here debating whether or not Trump is the president, whether Elon's the president. I think it's very clear that this motherfucker right here, sitting in the chair, is the president of the United States. And it sounds like I'm angry at Ian Carroll. I'm not. I'm just frustrated because you guys, you need to snap out of it. Snap the fuck out of it. Because Trump isn't MAGA. He's MEGA. He's not America first. It's very clear now he's Israel first. Trump is so Israel first that he's willing to put American troops on the ground in Gaza to take it over. The fuck? Also, before I forget, Ian Carroll said that the only way that maybe we can get Israel and Palestine to stop killing each other is if we take over Gaza. No, man, we don't have to do that. We could just stop giving Israel billions of dollars, stop giving them weapons so they can stop blowing up women and children. It's that fucking easy. We're the superpower. They're the client state. Boom. Problem solved. You use that good old American hard power and you say, two-state solution, you fucks. And if you can't vibe with that, you get no aid. We treat Israel like every other country on the planet. We all know that's Israel's worst nightmare. And with that all being said, I'm just going to leave this meme up here. If you vibe with this video, please share it. Also, I'm not angry. Man, I'm all for cancer vaccines as well. It's not from Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle. This man is beyond creepy. This is what he had to say about using AI to surveil people.
The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. It's unimpeachable. The cars have cameras on them. Use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video.
What do you mean people are going to be on their best behavior, Larry? What do you mean by that? Huh? Let me remind you that Larry Ellison is whispering in Trump's ear right now, trying to get him to spend $500 billion on AI. And let me remind you that recently with DeepSeek, China showed us that they can do AI just as good and if not better than us and maybe a lot cheaper, allegedly. I don't want anything from this billionaire oligarch and neither should you. I remember back in 2024 when Donald Trump won the election, free speech warrior Joe Rogan said this.
Tony, America's back, baby.
It's true. Free speech is back in this country. You can talk about anything except for Israel, because if you do, Donald Trump is going to take away your fucking federal funding. No illegal protests, according to Donald Trump, which is a dumbass thing to say because all the protests that have mattered in this country have been illegal. Rosa Parks, MLK, hell, the fucking Boston Tea Party was an illegal protest. And it's not just Trump. Another one of Rogan's daddies, RFK Jr., says anti-Semitism is bad for your health. And apparently he's going to use the Department of Health and Human Services to review Columbia's federal contracts because they're having illegal protests on campus about Israel. Hey, RFK, I don't know if this has anything to do with health, okay? Shouldn't you be trying to ban Yellow 5 or trying to make sure people don't buy Sprite using their food stamps? You gravelly voiced fuck, you Lolita Express flying creep.
Tony, America's back, baby.
America's back? No, I think the only thing that's back are lobotomies, because that's the only reason I can think of why somebody this rich and famous and smart and free thinking is this stupid and gullible. Seriously, this is the guy. This guy. He's the guy? There, y'all. I want to talk to you guys about Thomas Massie. Now, for those of you that don't know, Thomas Massie is a congressman from Kentucky. Now, if I were to describe Thomas Massie, I would have to describe him as Bizarro Bernie. What do I mean by that? Well, Thomas Massie is a Republican and he's a hardcore libertarian. This guy does not believe in spending any money. He also doesn't believe in adding to America's debt, which is up there in the trillions. I'm not kidding when I say this guy right here does not want to spend any money on anything. He votes no constantly on bills that involve spending. He voted no on the stimulus checks. He votes no on all of the military aid packages we send countries all over the world. And he voted no recently on the Trump-endorsed continuing resolution to keep the government funded so it doesn't go into shutdown. More on this later. I'll just say now, for the record, I don't believe or agree with a lot of Thomas Massie's policies or politics. And if he were my congressman, I wouldn't vote for him. That being said, Thomas Massie, even though I disagree with him, is a principled individual. Thomas Massie has a set of ideals and beliefs and principles, and he sticks to those. And that's very rare in Washington. And I can acknowledge that even though I would never ever vote for him. Also, what makes him so principled is that he takes no money from AIPAC. When it comes to Republicans, this is very rare. So yeah, Thomas Massie is a Republican with principles. And that's why it does not surprise me that Donald Trump this week said that he should be primaried and voted out of office. And this is because he voted no on the continuing resolution. And the reason why I'm talking about this is to make a point. It is only natural that someone like Donald Trump, who has no principles, who believes in nothing but himself, will always fight people who actually do have principles, like Thomas Massie, who has an ideology and is willing to stand up for it. You see, this is how you beat people like Donald Trump. You have a code and you stand on business. And that's why the Democrats will never defeat Donald Trump, because they don't believe in shit. I remember when Trump finished his first term, I thought to myself, damn, that sucked. You know what? George W. Bush was worse. He was. He invaded Iraq. He wasted trillions of dollars on pointless wars in the Middle East, and he got millions of people killed. Well, let me tell you, Trump may do something real soon that will make this guy look like Abraham Lincoln. What's the thing Trump's gonna do? Well, he might start a war with Iran. Tell me, when you guys voted for Trump, did you guys vote for another pointless war in the Middle East? The reason why Donald Trump wants to go to war with Iran is because his Zionist handlers like Miriam Adelson, who gave him $100 million during his recent presidential campaign, want him to. Trump can't do anything without asking a Zionist if it's okay. I'm sure every time he takes a shit, he asks one if he has permission to wipe his own ass. Not too long ago at the Munich Security Conference, Vice President J.D. Vance said this in regards to free speech in Europe.
In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
Yeah, you tell him, JD. You tell him about free speech, like the free speech we have here in America, where you can say anything you want. Except for Israel. Can't talk about that here in America, because if you do, you'll get deported.
Free speech has limitations. Free speech has limitations. Free speech has limitations.
In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
Free speech has limitations.
This is Mahmoud Khalil. He is a Palestinian activist and recent graduate of Columbia University's School of International and Public Affairs. In 2024, while at Columbia, Khalil played a significant role in organizing pro-Palestinian campus occupations. He was one of their lead negotiators. On March 8th of this year, Mahmoud got arrested by ICE agents at his apartment in New York City. Now, it's one thing to get detained on bullshit charges. It's another thing to be detained by a guy in a fucking Universal Studios t-shirt. The fuck? If you're gonna send somebody to trample on my First Amendment rights, please don't send a slob. Mahmoud Khalil was a green card holder and he had his residency revoked by the Secretary of State himself, Little Marco. Little Marco said he's deporting Khalil because Mahmoud Khalil participated in pro-Hamas activities while he was at Colombia. Now, Lil Marco will tell you that Khalil is pro-Hamas and he was trying to bring down Western civilization with those protests over there at Colombia. That's bullshit. The truth is, Khalil was protesting the genocide in Gaza and he was trying to get Colombia to divest from Israel. And for that, he's being deported with no due process, and he's essentially been disappeared. His wife and his lawyer have had a hard time getting in contact with him. And this is the part of the video where I warn all of you green card holders, watch what you say about a certain country in the Middle East that's committing a shmenocide, because little Marco will get mad and send your ass back to where you came from. Free speech. Now some of you may say, Mahmoud Khalil isn't even a citizen. Trump can deport him. Yeah, he's not a citizen, but he's not straight up illegal. He's a green card holder, and green card holders have rights enshrined in law. And one of those rights is due process. This man has not had a single fair day in court, and they're already trying to give him the boot. He's entitled to due process to either prove or disprove whether or not he was a Hamas sympathizer. By detaining and deporting Mahmoud Khalil, Trump is taking a massive dump on the First Amendment, and he's setting a dangerous precedent. Some of you may be thinking, oh, I'm fine. I'm a citizen. I'm not a permanent resident like Mahmoud. They're not going to come after me. What makes you think they won't? Listen, this is a new McCarthyite era, okay? You can't say anything about Israel in this country, because if you do, you're done, son. They're gonna try and bury you. The permanent residents are the trial cases. That's the group the government's using right now to practice cracking down on people. And what's my proof that they're going to come after actual citizens next? Well, the Justice Department is examining whether student protests at Columbia University over the genocide in Gaza violated federal terrorism laws. Excuse me? So now the Justice Department is trying to see if they can classify student protesters as terrorists so they can subject them to terrorism laws. This is the free speech president. Listen, it's expected for some dictatorish people to crack down on free speech. That's usually the first thing they go after, right? Usually when they do crack down on free speech, it's to protect themselves, to shield themselves from any criticism or any threats to their power. But this motherfucker is taking a massive shit on the First Amendment, all in the name of Israel. I would honestly respect it and him more if he was detaining and deporting people because they were talking shit on him. But he's not even doing that. He's squashing free speech and deporting people on Israel's behalf. No balls.
Tony, America's back, baby.
JD Vance at Pete Hegseth, if you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Let's just make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do upfront to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it.
DF. Was us up.
JD Vance, who is that?
DF. It's me.
Mike Walls. Hey, Bobby.
Stephen Miller. So are we bombing these losers?
Pete Hegseth. Yes. Commence with the bombing. Anyone down for a brewski?
DF. Fuck them Houthis. And fluoride.
JD Vance. Excellent. I love war crimes.
DF. Hey, if you guys are down for some more bombing, I got a stand-up show.
Pete
Jason
Hegseth
Barrett left the
I
chat.
didn't know you did stand-up, Bobby.
Hey there, guys. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. You see, I got a little caught up. I got sent to President Nayib Bukaki's torture chamber in El Salvador. Oops. You want to see the digs? Check it out. You know? It's a little damp, a little cold, a little dark, but you know, it's got character. ICE picked me up off the street because they thought I was a part of MS-13 because I have tattoos, like this one of Muhammad Ali, and this one on my boob that says, "Way Over Yonder." Now that is my favorite Carole King song. This doesn't prove I'm a gang member. If anything, it proves I'm a pussy. Now you're probably asking, Daniel, how'd you sneak a phone into prison? I put it in my prison wallet. It took 2 weeks for me to get it out, but hey, I got it out. It smells like shit though. Not gonna lie, I was actually really dreading coming here. I was really scared. I heard nothing but bad things about CCOT. Also, they shave your head here. But luckily, when the guards saw me, they decided not to shave my head. They said, we need some putas up in here. Now, I don't know what a puta is, but I hope that means really cool guy in Spanish. You guys, I don't know when I'm going to leave. I think they want me to be here forever. Kind of like Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He's an immigrant who got mistakenly sent here. And the Supreme Court in a 9-0 decision said that he needed to be sent back to America. And Trump was just like, nah. In fact, Trump thinks that the 9-0 decision was actually made in his favor. Like, he recently got his little fucking Lex Luthor in the White House to explain it to the press.
So it was a 9-0
In our favor.
in our favor against the district court ruling, saying that no district court has the power to compel the foreign policy function of the United States. As Pam said, the ruling solely stated that if this individual, at El Salvador's sole discretion, was sent back to our country, that we could deport him a second time.
That shit is bonkers, isn't it? And I think that's also one of the reasons why they sent me here, because I talk a lot of shit on the internet about a lot of things, like Trump and Israel. Sooner or later, if you're like me and you exercise your right to free speech by talking shit on whoever and whatever you want, you're going to be considered a homegrown terrorist.
I said, homegrowns are next. The homegrown's built. You got to build about 5 more places.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that are absolute monsters. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country, but
you'll be considered a homegrown terrorist, you'll be disappeared, and you'll join me here and live out your long death sentence in a place that can only be described as hell on earth. Unless you do something. Or unless you pressure the people who actually have the power to do something to do something. So please, save me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here in the prison, we don't have a lot of things, not a lot of food or appliances or whatever. So everybody needs to, take initiative and responsibility and fill a certain role. And it's my turn to be the toilet. Bye. Way over to El Salvador. That's where we're all bound. Fuck.